open a LinkedIn profile and they never go back to it. And I had a certain client who was introducing a new appointment, and the new appointment had their old job. Had listed their the current job that was on their profile was for another company that, you know, and it didn't quite look good that I'm about to tag them. I would have liked to tag them in the introduction post on LinkedIn, but their profile was reading that they were employed by somebody else. So it's not something that's to be taken lightly, because it just gives off the wrong impression. So I think it's a platform that needs to be taken seriously by corporates in Zimbabwe. In terms of statistics, there's over 600,000 people domiciled in Zimbabwe that are on LinkedIn. Obviously, maybe half of them are not updated profiles. So I want to go through I'm gonna share with you that if your profile is not populated nicely and there's no profile picture, your chances of being found in a search for a job opportunity or for a business partnership opportunity, you won't be able to get much opportunities. There are groups, if you didn't know, there are groups, professional groups on LinkedIn that you can also tap into, but a lot of people are not tapping into that. And I know that maybe subscriptions are expensive, I get it, but you can sign up for a trial for 30 days. And in those 30 days, you can do a couple of courses during those 30 days and, you know, just up your profile by having new courses that you would have done on the LinkedIn platform. It's a powerful platform, not just for jobs, like I'm saying, but just personal development. Maybe you're not looking for a job, but just for your personal development and your personal brand, which is what the subject of our webinar is. So I'll just share my screen to take you through. Okay. So what LinkedIn does from a business perspective is it offers opportunities to reach out to your audience through posting information, photos, videos, and stories. So the content that you share can personalize and differentiate your brand. If you've got a blog that you're pushing or a website that you want traffic on, it can drive traffic. And it's just good for brand awareness and brand visibility. And it helps to promote sales leads. So if you're into the B2B business, for instance, and you're in the sales and marketing team, imagine having every buyer, because you can literally just do a search for buyers and procurement people on LinkedIn, have them as contacts. Then they begin to see the content that you share. You know, doesn't have to be stuff that you've written, but maybe it's an article, you know, that's just good to share for professional development or whatever. But if you're sharing stuff, and you build a relation and you comment on those buyers when they post stuff, or those procurement people, it's an opportunity for you to create. Remember what Mel was saying, that some of the people that she's met, they've actually met her online on LinkedIn. So if you don't nurture your LinkedIn profile and you don't participate, you don't congratulate people who've finished courses, if you don't do courses every now and then, when you sign up for that trial, when you complete your course, there's an opportunity to share that you've completed a course and share your certificate on LinkedIn. You're missing out on opportunities where you can build some really incredible relationships. So I'll move on to the next slide. Maybe let me put it to slideshow. So LinkedIn is even more important, like I was saying, to B2B marketers than Facebook. And I've just given you the reason why, that you can actually just target whatever business, whatever B2B thing. If you're selling software for HR, you're going to be targeting the HR managers and HR directors. And you know what I mean? If it's something else, you can target by, you actually are able to connect with the decision maker for whatever it is that you're selling. So if you've not been populating your LinkedIn profile, there's no profile photo, then you're diminishing your chances. And then it's also one of the most effective ways to recruit new talent. Personally, as a digital person, when I'm hiring for my department, I actually advertise on LinkedIn. I put money behind the ad, and that's how I hire. Because my thinking is, if they're not on LinkedIn and they want to be hired by backers or go the digital department, there's a disconnect there. It doesn't make sense. So it's very, very important if you're on the job market for you to have a LinkedIn platform. Well, sometimes we may not maybe advertise through LinkedIn, but we will go. We want to be able to go through LinkedIn. We want to be able to see what the recommendations about you are saying. What are coworkers saying about you? What are clients saying about you? What are former bosses saying about you? All those things are very important now. So your online footprint should be taken very seriously. So it's one of the most effective ways to recruit new talents. And then on a business tip, there's an opportunity for you to run ads on the platform. If you've got a company or a little hustle, you can actually create a company page, just like you create a Facebook business page. There's an opportunity to do that. And then it offers trainings for different courses to help people to develop their careers. Mel shared a lot on that. And I'm just reiterating that, look, maybe subscriptions are expensive, but just sign up for the trial, and during those 30 days, be intentional. Every lunchtime, do a little course. During the 30, I've got a friend who did that. During the 30-day trial, she was doing courses, literally every lunch hour. She was like, Tap, I'm not doing anything on lunch. My trial is about to come to an end. I want to make sure that I've done all the courses I can to do with banking, but she's in the banking sector. So that's why I'm saying, try as much as possible to, at least if you can't subscribe, Mel shared with you about the subscription packages that are available. There are packages available for job hunting. There are packages available for networking, etc. I would just advise you to sign up for a trial in the meantime so that you can be able to do the courses, because the courses really come in handy. And like I said, it's just good to, at the end of the course, to share your certificates or your little highlights and your network, and people are congratulating you. Those are some of the things that help you stand out when people are applying. We're no longer just looking at university degrees. We're looking at your soft skills. We're looking at how constantly you are upgrading yourself. And then it's also, LinkedIn is the ideal network for establishing thought leadership. Because I know someone who was sharing a lot about fintech. And every article should put a commentary, like her own thoughts and stuff. And a CEO of a very big conglomerate headhunted her, and she was headhunted to become MD of one of his subsidiaries. It was just through what she was sharing, her thoughts. She was participating in discussions on fintech, and she was sharing content. And that's how she managed to come and run that subsidiary for that particular CEO for a season. And then it gives your brand search visibility. I make it a point to sometimes you just write a little, it doesn't have to be long, just something that you think, maybe it's an article you've read, maybe you don't want to write a whole article like some of us would like to write. It's just something that's jumped at you. Maybe it's Facebook's new thing. They're always constantly changing things. They just want to put out a commentary. Someone like Angie, it would be something to do with banking, or where fintech is going. And then she puts a little commentary, and then she starts engaging with other bankers that are commenting on an article. So it begins to establish you in terms of thought leadership. And after that, you find that opportunities come from there. My first speaking gig, it was actually through LinkedIn. They did a search, and I also was just writing stuff about digital marketing, and I got to speak at the Omni Contacts, which is a subsidiary of Econet Masterclass, which was held in 2019. And that came about because I was very active on LinkedIn. I was constantly updating my profile. I was writing articles. I was commenting on other people's articles, and I was sharing, articles that I thought would be used to people in my network. And then LinkedIn, as I've already shared, is the third most used social platform among business users. So I'll move on to the anatomy of a LinkedIn profile that pops. So you see there's an arrow. You need a professional photo. Look, we're happy for you that you got married, the cows came home, but LinkedIn is a serious platform. It's like a professional cocktail. We're not looking for your wedding photo, no matter how nice your makeup is. We just want to see a professional photo, preferably of you in your suit, just your arms. So LinkedIn profiles with a photo are 14 times more likely to be viewed and have a 40% higher email response than those without one. So there we have your professionally taken photo, not a selfie, you know, just the quality. You're selling yourself here. And then you need a compelling headline. Consider mentioning what region you cover and the industry or business you help, as well as the company that you're currently at. That's the second arrow over here where my cursor is. And then the summary. After the headline, there's a summary. So the summary is like your 30-second pitch. Focus on what you do, how you help your customers, and the best way to get in touch. That's like your call to action. So your summary comes here. Your summary comes just under the headline. The compelling headline, that's where my cursor is, that's your summary. That's your 30-second pitch. So you be very intentional. It shouldn't be too long, but should tell your followers exactly what you're about. And then we have rich media. This one is very important. If you embed rich media, so it's videos, it's even slide shares or PowerPoint presentations that you've done. So let's say if I wanted to give you a taste of what I share on LinkedIn, or when I speak, I would come and put it just under the summary. That's where rich media is shared. So that's in terms of rich media on LinkedIn. I'll go on to the next slide, which is just to help you set up your profile. So like I said, your profile is likely to be viewed if there's a profile picture. So you need to convey the right impression with your choice of photo. Avoid photos that are too casual, low quality, grainy, dark, or full body shots. I mean, full body shots are not necessary. This is a professional thing. We just want to see what you look like, not your curves. The best profile photos convey the same impressions that you would when walking into your favorite customer's office, smiling, facing the camera, and dressed in a way that shows professionalism and respect. And then use the background picture on your LinkedIn profile to show a bit of your out-of-work life, such as sports you participate in, places you've been, or events you've spoken at. My cover is a picture of an event that I've spoken at. It's actually me speaking at an event. That's my cover. Then on the front is just a portrait. And then the headline. You've got to write a compelling headline. I showed you the anatomy earlier on. So now I'm breaking it down. So your default headline is your latest job title, but this may not always clearly demonstrate your true value to customers. In your headline, consider mentioning the region you cover, the industries or businesses. So avoid generic headlines like sales rep or internal jargon that customers won't understand. The headline is the first thing prospects read about you, so it should be as clear and compelling to their own interests as possible. Some use a very simple format for their headlines. Your role, description, helping your customers solve their problems. So one example would be data-driven marketer, helping retailers personalize campaigns in Southern Africa. This clearly explains what you do, who your customers are, and what sort of benefits or service you provide them with. And the professional tip I can give you is use words in your summary that your prospects often search for on Google. Move on to the next one. Step 2, summarize your story, your 30-second pitch. After viewing your photo and headline, prospects may look at your personal summary on your profile. Think about this as your 30-second pitch. Focus on what you do, how you help your customers, and best way to get in touch. Your call to action, write in the first person, avoid bullet points, and make the skills and experience you talk about directly relevant to your current job. Follow this structure to turn your summary from a simple resume into a reputation building assets. Passion, a sentence about what motivates you professionally and what that means for customers. 1 or 2 sentences summing up your career to date. Company, 1 or 2 paragraphs about what solutions you offer, how they've solved industry or customer problems in the past. Call to action, contact details and basic channels to get in touch. The same things that you'd have on a business card. And then keep your summary concise. Step 4, that's the rich media bit. it's been said that a single minute video is worth 1.8 million words in engagement. Embedding relevant rich media, not just videos, but also blog posts, infographics, slideshows, PowerPoints in your profile can boost engagement from people who visit. You can actually use LinkedIn as a personalized content hub by directly linking contacts to content you've hosted on your profile. It makes for far easier navigation than many corporate websites. So support your summary with greater detail about specific solutions, including presentations or even videos that you have. So you can also go and have a look at my profile after the training. And then these are just tips on how to engage on LinkedIn effectively. Be authentic, write about what you're interested in your own voice. These include topics that don't relate directly to business. Maybe it's mental health, because maybe it resonates on a personal level with your prospects. Meditation may prove a far hotter topic than derivatives amongst bankers, for example. And then have an opinion. Don't just stick to facts. Give a new perspective or an issue and use it to start and finish your post. A rough outline will help more philosophical sellers avoid wandering off on tangents. Find a copy partner. Always make sure that your posts go past a second set of eyes, just to be sure. Especially if you're new and you're still adjusting, you might want somebody to walk you through. And then put the audience first. What does your audience care about? Use tools like Buzzsmart to analyze what people are already posting about, identifying the gaps, like industry-focused insights or case studies, and fill them. But even besides that, just find out stuff about your industry. Then write for the medium. People on LinkedIn are high-profile, busy people. They don't have time. So write short paragraphs, keep them to keep the paragraphs to 2 or 3 sentences each, and don't worry too much about paragraph length. It can be, yes, it's an article on LinkedIn, but don't keep it long, because this is a high profile business. People are sitting on like 20 boards. Okay, I'm exaggerating, but these are high profile people. They might not be able to read it, all of it through. Refer to prospects' Twitter handles, link to their long form posts, and copy them when you share articles. That way, the people that sort of share how you think, you can even tag them if they're okay with it. So that's LinkedIn. Thank you very much. I will answer your questions once I go through the chat.
Thank you very much, Tafi. If you've got any questions, you can just type them in the chat box, and then Tafi will attend to them. I think we have really learned a lot today. For me, the key takeout, most of us are doing today, we just create a profile and then walk away. Constantly updated, our certificate. Thank you so much, Tafi and Melan, for that. In the chat box, I had answered. Someone was asking about endorsements, and she said, do you also have to subscribe for endorsements or to request for endorsements from your networks? And Melanie said, endorsements from your peers is free. You send them a link requesting if they can endorse you and even comment about their experience with you. So that's the only question that we had in the chat box so far. So if there are no questions, maybe I'll hand over back to Rulo. She's got 1 or 2 things to say. Thank you, Tafi, once again.
Welcome. Okay, maybe there are no questions, but you can also comment. You can comment in chats while we wait for Rulo. How many people are active currently on LinkedIn at the moment. Does anyone want to add to what I was sharing? We are also open to, there's always something new to learn. So if you've got something to add, an insight, please feel free. I'm sure the moderator can unmute you, or you can put it in chat.
We've got a few comments.
Okay, whilst the comments are coming, I just wanted to say, Tafi touched on something that I had not put. When you're on LinkedIn, I'm telling you the benefits are great. One of the things that I have realized are a lot of invitations in my inbox to be a speaker in global platforms. The only limiting factor was my availability in terms of my calendar. You know, where people say they want you to speak, whether virtual or even coming to Singapore, which I'd never gone to, whatever, you know, those things are so open on LinkedIn if you have really positioned yourself well. So I just want to encourage, if someone has not been taking care of their LinkedIn or assuming that it's just another platform, I'll use it the day I want a job, don't wait for that day. Just, you know, freshen it up. Just be open to new ideas, seeing new things out there. So for me, that ability to just have people from all over asking you to come to their high profile event and be a speaker is a plus for me from LinkedIn. That's what I wanted to add.
Okay. Thank you so much, Melanie, for that. I'll just read a few questions from the chat box. And then Ropafazo says, thank you, Melanie and Tafi, for the presentations. My question is, how can one create a business page on LinkedIn for an organization?
Okay, let me share the steps shortly. What I'm going to ask is I'm going to ask the MAS team to distribute my presentation at the end. Let me just share that with you now. So if you're on a laptop, it'll be, you click on the work icon, it'll be in the top right-hand corner of your LinkedIn homepage. Then there'll be an option to create a company page. There'll be an option to create a page for a school as well. But if it's a business, you select company. Select the page type you'd like to create from the following options. There's small business, there's medium to large business, there's a showcase page. Maybe you're a designer or something, you just want to showcase only. There's an opportunity for a company page where it's just a showcase. Then if it's an educational institution like a school or university, there's a certain option that's the option you'd be selecting. And then you would enter your page identity, company or institution details, and profile detail information. And then you check the verification box to confirm you have the right to act on behalf of that company or school in the creation of the page. Then you select create page. I'm also just going to answer Kim, who asked in Q&A. She said she's a media personality and she wants to maximize her profile and sell herself better. I'd say every event that you're speaking at, share about it. Oh, it was a great honor to facilitate the ladies' breakfast for Women's Month with Marketers Association. Then 1 or 2 photos, even a little video clip if you want. And then once in a while, there's something to do with just personal development. There's so many things that are topical right now, mental health, you know, and our children just not being safe online, and a lot of things. There's so many causes you can speak about, even if you're trying to build a profile as a media person. But just once in a while, remind us what you do, but what you share. So an event is, I was at Mass Ladies Breakfast. I was the MC. Here are the pictures. I loved engaging with the ladies. We had so much fun.
Thank you, Tafi. Thank you for that. I think we don't have any more questions, but at least we've got positive feedback from our participants who are thanking you for these great highlights. Someone says, thank you, Mel, #global opportunities. And thanks for sharing powerful insights right there. So thank you so much, ladies. I don't know if Rudo is back.
I think we may have lost her. Rudo is back. Rudo?
Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so much for the insightful presentations. I learned a lot. My LinkedIn profile is one of those that need updating. I learned so much, Mel. I learned so much, Tafi. And we have positive reviews, and we have so many people now asking for your presentations in our inboxes. At this moment in time, I just want to thank Agnes, our moderator, and Tafi and Mel for the time that you spent with us this afternoon. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. It's Women's Month. Let's keep on encouraging each other, teaching each other, and motivating each other. As Marketers Association of Zimbabwe, this month we have our Fitness and Wellness Day on the 18th of March. We are inviting all ladies to come, bring your daughter, bring your friend, and let's enjoy Zumba Day and